After a period in early access as a PC exclusive, Epic's free-to-play Monster Hunter alike has finally launched on Xbox One and PlayStation 4. I'm not pretending I've mastered it already, but I have noticed a lot of people even more clueless than I am, and those poor PC players must be getting really frustrated by now. So to help you out, and them, I've thrown together a dozen tips that I've noticed have made my life much easier. Number 1. Use the signal flare. Although the starting lantern has a skill attached that will lead you to the behemoth, chances are you'll swap that one out at the earliest convenience. In the absence of scout flies, you'll instead need to run around the place and actually, hunt. When you find the behemoth, help your team out by holding down the left trigger on consoles and pushing up on the stick to launch your signal flare, which will announce your location with some fireworks and an icon on the radial compass. Number 2. Don't hog the ether vents. You know those cracks in the floor that leak blue light? Those are ether vents, and the behemoths will always spawn near them. Holding down the action button, same as jump and gather, will let you take a nice big drag and replenish some health. This is finite. Usually 4 uses will deplete the vent completely, so don't be a hog. Use it if you're desperate or out of healing pots, or if it's after the first fight phase and you're in a worse shape than the others. But try not to use it all up, it's selfish and annoying, so don't be that slayer. Number 3. You can cancel out of certain attacks. A couple of weapons have ranged alternate attacks, in particular the hammer and warpike allow you to build up ether and convert it into a concussive blast. However, making the most of it requires precise timing and range from the target. Some monsters like the Skarn or Charog will sit dutifully while you give them a drubbing, but the more animated behemoths like the Karabak, the Carbarak, the Big Wasp and the Embermane will zip around at speed, causing you to miss. If you're halfway through a charge, hitting the dodge button will roll out of it and cancel the action. Number 4. Pay attention to elements. There are several different elements in Dauntless. Blaze and Frost, Shock and Terror, which is essentially nature, Neutral, Radiant and Umbral, although the last two are more for the endgame. Different behemoths have different affinities, strengths, weaknesses, and you'll need to pay attention to what you're hunting and what you're wearing and carrying before each excursion. The wrong mix is only going to make life hard for you and your squad. Number 5. Don't forget your consumables. Your stack of health potions will refill every time you revisit Ramsgate, but the other elixirs, potions, grenades and tools you craft won't. Get into the habit of checking your loadout before heading out to make sure you're not travelling light. Number 6. Try all the weapon types. There are 6 weapon archetypes in Dauntless. The hammer, which allows heavy blows, blunt staggering damage and a charged concussive shot. The chain blades, which are super fast and nimble. The axe, which opens up wounds in the monster and can be slung at the behemoth like a spinning wheel of death. The repeaters, which are currently the only ranged option. The warpike, which allows fast attacks and a charged shot, and the sword, which is kind of Dauntless's default weapon. While you'll undoubtedly main 1 or 2 for the most part, it's worth trying every weapon on a few hunts and keeping an open mind. For the majority of hunts, a range of weapon types is very useful, so being able to diversify is handy. Also, all the weapons in Dauntless are awesome. Number 7. Revive the Fallen. We all bite the dust eventually. You might be new to the game or trying a new behemoth for the first time, or you might be a veteran just having a bad day. Either way, being downed is no picnic. If you see a squad mate in dire straits, get them up ASAP. A fully functioning squad is better than having one member on the floor, and you never know when you're going to need the goodwill repaid. Number 8. Harvest everything. Behemoth parts are the primary ingredients for your weapons and armour, and you'll get those by grinding away at the hunts. But your potions and consumables have to be crafted from bits and pieces you'll find out on the Shattered Isles. Heart Lilies, Dash Leaf, Sky Bloom, Omnistone, Wraithwort, it's all useful, so grab everything you can while you're out on any hunt and keep your consumables topped up back in Ramsgate. Number 9. Modify your build. Ether cells are your primary modifiers in Dauntless. While you'll unlock mods and special attack variants for your weapons, the cells are what you equip to increase everything from elemental resistance and stagger damage to increased health and attack speed. Think of them like the jewels in Monster Hunter World. Levelling up will give you cores, which you can crack open in town to get at your cells, and you can trade the ones you don't want with the middleman for various currencies. Sadly, there are no loadout slots for quick switching on the fly, which is something Dauntless sorely needs, but you should still remember to tweak your set with any new cells you've acquired before a hunt. Number 10, work towards your quests. There are lots of quests in Dauntless that award you all sorts of things, from upgrade orbs to dyes, blueprints and cores. Many of them require multiple hunts to complete, and most are fairly grindy affairs. If you're ever at a loss for what to hunt, or you're not chasing a particular upgrade or armour piece, work towards your quest objectives and reap the rewards. Number 11, gear up for patrols. Patrols pit you against a random behemoth in a specific elemental category. The beasts come in a range of difficulties, and you won't know what you're up against till you're in the pre-hunt lobby. While you can change your loadouts from this lobby, you can't craft anything, so if you end up against a tough behemoth without the right gear options or a bunch of empty consumable slots that you forgot to craft, you'll end up letting the squad down. Be prepared for the worst whenever you jump into a patrol. Number 12, grab the death marks. You may notice some sparkly pink standards dotting around Ramsgate. These are randomly placed every day, and collecting all 10 will earn a big chunk of XP towards your battle pass, whether that's a standard or elite. So it's always worth 5 minutes when you log in to jog around and collect them all. And don't worry if it doesn't register every pickup, as long as they disappear, you should get the rewards. So there you go, a dozen tips to help you be a little bit more effective in Dauntless. I'm not an expert, but hopefully what I've listed here will help you get your feet under you and become a better slayer. I've been Mick Fraser for God is a Geek, and you guys have been lovely. Bye.